Aleksandra. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting these essays for you. Let's take a look at what you've done here. The first one is about being a former prisoner, and if they're the best people to talk to youngsters. Let's see what you wrote. It is believed that people who have served a sentence in prison and become good citizens after being released, you don't need a comma here, are good role models to speak to young people about the dangers of committing a crime. I completely agree with this common opinion. Okay, now, this is fine. Grammatically, it's clear. I mean, all that is fine. I have two concerns. I wish you would have put the actual prompt, the wording that it was here. I wish you would have included it, but it's fine. I more or less remember what the wording is. What I want to point out to you is this, are good role models. That's not what the essay said. The essay said they are the best people to speak to youngsters about crime. So it's really rather different if you think about it. The essay is asking you if they're the best people, not if they're good or bad. Okay, so there is an implied comparison here. Better than whom? In other words, who are they the best among? So these were the kinds of things that I wanted, that I would like to see in this essay. But when you're writing your introduction, you need to have this idea of this superlative, of this idea of best rather than good. Okay, so let's keep going. First of all, former inmates that managed to successfully go through the rehabilitation process might give very insightful lectures to teenagers about the realities of life in prison. It might be valuable and serve as a deterrent for young people who are in the midst of development and often struggle with aggression and violence. You didn't need the word crisis here. The word crisis was actually confusing. Okay. Okay. So that's all fine. And I like that you hedged. You weren't absolute here. You said they might give, they might do this. So that was good. However, this is a really short paragraph. It's literally 2 sentences long, and it's just one main idea. So I would not have left this on its own as a paragraph. I think you probably, looking at your paragraphs here, I probably would have combined 1 and 3 together. Okay, because this is a very short paragraph. So you should have beefed it up with some more ideas, okay, or more development. All right, secondly, people who have become good citizens after committing a crime in the past can be great role models for teenagers as they speak from their own experience, and this is usually what resonates with young people the most. That's a really nice vocabulary. It resonates with young people. Former prisoners know both worlds, the dark reality of punishment and the good side of living as a free, exemplary citizen, and because they consciously have chosen the right one, okay, they can inspire others to do the same by talking about it in a very evocative way. Some really nice vocabulary here: dark reality, exemplary citizen, evocative, resonate. All that vocabulary is really, really nice. So I like this. This paragraph for me felt stronger. It was a little more full. So let's take a look at the next one. Thirdly, it is a well-known fact that many teenagers being I would have changed this around. Thirdly, it is a well-known fact that many teenagers, in the middle of the rebellious stage, or in the midst of the, I don't really like in the midst, in the middle of the rebellious stage, do not obey their parents and authorities, such as teachers. They would only listen to somebody they could identify with, and that is why I think former prisoners could do a lot of good in terms of educating young people. All right, great. So, to sum up, I think the people who were once in prison but later have become good citizens are the best to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing a crime because they know the consequences and they can share insights like no policeman or teacher could ever do. Okay, so I think your grammar is really good. I think your vocabulary is really good. All of this is great. Okay, you really did use some very, very nice high level vocabulary. So I'm fairly certain that in terms of vocabulary and grammar, you would do quite well. However, there are some things, of course, that I would change here. Okay, first of all, it looks to me like you copied a lot of the language from the question. They are the best to talk to teenagers about the dangers of committing a crime. You want to avoid using chunks of language like that. And when I say chunks, I mean pieces of sentences or parts of expressions that come straight from the question. You want to avoid doing that. Now, as far as your paragraphing is concerned, typically here we recommend a 4-paragraph structure where you have an introduction, a conclusion, and 2 body paragraphs. As I mentioned to you earlier, I definitely believe that this and this paragraph should have been combined because they were like mini paragraphs. They weren't genuine paragraphs. I mean, each one was only 2 sentences long. So I would have done it like that. Okay. And then I also think that there are some structural pieces that could have helped this essay to be even better. Um, having the right structure, having the right components in your paragraphs. Like, for example, you went straight into an idea. However, I think it's better to have a topic sentence where you essentially tell your reader what the paragraph is about. Okay? So that's why I would have changed some of this. Okay? So let's see. Okay, so you just sent us this one essay. You did not send us a task one, and that's fine. I certainly would like to see more work from you, Aleksandra. I'd love to see what you're doing in task one, okay, to see how we can help you with that. Like I said, I think your language is at a very high level, but there are certain things you need to do as far as test taking skills in order to get a high score in writing. So I want to suggest you to look at the links you're going to get in the email from us. They'll show you different ways. The links will show you some different ways you can work with us. So I think that if you decided to do an essay correction package, that would be very helpful. Of course, there's a more comprehensive online course as well, so that's something you can look at. But I would like to see more work from you for sure to help you to improve. Get some of those test taking skills, some of those writing skills down a little better, a little stronger. Okay. So I hope we can continue to work together, and I want to wish you lots of luck.